Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I believe I have at least one more personal favorite to share with you. Might be more than one, depending on whether or not my brain will let me remember things. But this is one that's, if I'm being real honest with you guys, I really have a hard time thinking this one's going to hold up. But let's go ahead and try it. We're going to do the summon build. And this is one that that has a lot of different ways that you can build it. And well, for starters, I think it's a really great thing that there are so many viable ways to build a summoning build. Now, for argument's sake, I'm taking Chaotic Rift, and I believe that would be my best choice for a basic. Okay, so one thing that this build is going to have problems with is I won't generate very many signatures. And that's because your summons, for whatever reason, don't generate special charge. I couldn't really answer you why. They just don't. We'll start with the pop-up primer, so I get two bulky boys and three null flash agents. So in order to counteract that problem, you could try Fury, but I don't think it generates quite enough to be worthwhile to use Fury, but it is an option. You could, if you're okay with how the cooldowns work on summon spells, you could run the Rule Robe. That way your spells get that extra damage, but not necessarily the better cooldown. If you don't care that much about the damage, run Tempo. I would actually say that Tempo is probably your next best option outside of Venture. And of course, when you're running Tempo, you definitely get a little bit more in the way of margin for error since you're not running at 300 HP. But I've had a lot of fun with summon builds in the past. I'm hoping that this one... Now, to be fair, I do want to go back and show you something. The original version of this build I ran with... Oh, where are you guys? I ran with the Whirling Wind Agent. And part of the reason for that is because they are a little harder to hit. But any version of the agents, or if you prefer, this pop-up primer is a good way to run these because it summons two of them. That makes their ability far more consistent. Like, I would say if you're gonna run a ward run, then just use pop-up primer anyway. If we go all the way to the end, we get the rapid fire agents. But I think for this one, I'm going to try it out with the Earth Stomp agents. Now, because they get less HP when you summon them with the pop-up primer, I'm hoping that I don't end up making a huge mistake and the Stompy boys end up not getting a whole lot to work with because of this. There it is. Sweet, didn't have to wait that long. Now, for this one, there's no specific best place to start, so we're just going to go and see what happens. Look at that. Don't even have to deal with Atlas. Of course, we do have to deal with Freya and her powerful ice archers. Now, part of the reason why I think it's actually pretty safe to run a summoning build with the Venture Robe is because the agents do draw attention away from you, and I think that's worth quite a bit. Alright, so we're gonna upgrade our air spinners, because of course. And do I care about this? Probably not, but I have it. So, one thing you could actually do with this build, instead of running Air Spinner, is you could run something a little bit longer range, like Chaos, like the Chaos Bubbles, or whatever they're called. Or you could run Bouncing Blaze for more range. So, what do we have here? So, I'm not really worried about critical hit chance, so Tipsy Gladius would actually probably be a very good defensive option. Which I am going to take, by the way. This isn't really up for discussion. So, the pros of this build are, of course, that it's very good at drawing enemy attention away from you, which means you're a good deal safer than you think running this build. Your damage output remains relatively consistent thanks to your buddies just running around smashing things in the face for you, which is real nice. The cons are that they don't summon as fast as you would think they would, so you have to be kind of on top of that when it comes time to fight. I want that. I think instead of the water cushion, I am going to get myself another long-ranged option and get Bolt Claymore. Because obviously the problem with Air Spinner is that you kind of have to get in close to use it. So I would like to pick up some things that I can use at range. And that way I can kind of stand behind my summon friends, and let them take the brunt of the abuse. And I can help out by throwing things from afar. Now, what I think is particularly nice about this is that this is a build that I theorized was something that you could do once I noticed that there was such a thing as summons in the game. What I wasn't aware of is how is how supported that playstyle would be. Like, I kind of thought that it was just going to be kind of a meh sort of thing. It was like a novelty. But no, there's relics and all sorts of things to support this playstyle. And I think it's fantastic that they're actually okay with letting you do that. Now, I would like Stalwart Defenders, personally. It's not necessarily a summon, but it still conjures things, so in my book it more or less counts. Plus, it's another thing that can just draw enemies away from me. I am going to do the Tiny Crocodile Heart. I know it's probably not the smartest idea in the world, but you know what? No one ever said that every idea I had was a good one. Alright. So yeah, I am playing just a little on the risky side. Alright, well that's useless, but maybe I can sell it. Alright, so because their attacks are actually really wide-ranging, it would probably be better if I were to not summon my buddies right away. There we go. I say no thank you to that one, and we move on. Thank you, gentlemen. Ow. Oh, I'm in trouble. Alright, so obviously, because that last room just pulverized me, the goal is to now play things as passively as possible and try to avoid obvious tight quarters. I am going to wait until I have a little bit more health built up from the Tiny Crocodile Heart before I before I pick up the potion. Again, I'm aware I'm playing a little dangerously, but... in the long run, I think it will be worth it. Okay, I want to upgrade the Earth Stomp agents, but I want to... Okay, feeling a little better now. Yeah, just because they draw enemy attention doesn't mean that you don't pay attention to the enemies. They can still hurt you, even if they're not necessarily swinging directly at you. Whew, alright. It's getting a little messy. Alright, at this point, I think I need to just bite the bullet and grab the healing potion. I'll also grab that. Alright, so I haven't found the red portal yet. Where are you hiding at, red portal? Over there. It's hiding over there. Probably should have figured that out, but... you know, it's just not necessarily where my brain is at right now. Who goes stopwatch? I don't think so. This build is admittedly a little slower than some of the other builds that I've shown off, so it only makes sense that we probably don't want to grab something that will make it take well, something that will punish me for taking longer. Okay, here we go. Now, if I were running a build that was killing enemies super fast, then it would be worth it. Okay, so that might be helpful. One thing I am definitely going to be trying to do with this build is if I can get more different types of agents, I will definitely take that. I will not take that, however. Now, while you have your summoned friends out, it's best to try to get them into another room as quick as possible. We take and we take. We'll probably also come back for the cushion flip-flops because, let's face it, we're not getting a lot of signature casts off with this particular setup. So having a much greater defense is probably better. Oh hey, I was just there. Fantastic. Also, of course, Permafrost Cube is doing a good job at keeping things off of me when they can finally reach me. I was really hoping to be able to upgrade that. But no. So now the question is, do we take a chance and give it to Nocturne anyway? And just see what happens? You know, I'm willing to gamble. Let's see what happens when we give it to him. Well, that was a mistake. Grab the Vacuum Seekers, because by all rights they count as summons. But yeah, ultimately I think that was a bad move. Alright, well, that's what I get for gambling, I guess. Let that be a lesson to all of you out there who spend lots of time at the casino. Either that or you probably already know that lesson. You're like, yeah, I get it. There we go. Pancaked her. That's another pro of using a summon build, is that half the time they just run on their own accord. So if they feel like kicking something in the face, by gum, they're gonna do it. See how well this works? The whole idea behind the summon build, of course, is that you've got your menagerie of followers that are going to run in and zealotously fight combat for you, so that you can stay back and just pick off whoever's left without getting in harm's way. I mean, it's what conjurers do. Did you have any... Did you have any particular doubt about that? That's very much a maybe. Oh shoot, I accidentally aggroed 2 groups of enemies at once. Okay. I'm actually kind of pleased with how well that really ended up working out. Like, that was actually kind of funny. I don't really need that. I forget, what do you do again? Resets all Arcana cooldowns. Kinda don't need that. Also, I wasn't aware that I had all the relics I could carry. But that is part of the reason why you go into a build like this with something that improves your cooldowns. Like, for what it's worth, you could just take the pendulum and then just go from there. Oops. Alright, so something to be aware of when you're doing a summon build is that the bosses will not be fooled. They know the difference between you and your idols, so don't make the mistake of thinking that they're just going to be like, yeah, they'll never touch me. No, they will. They will, and you will look silly if you don't respond properly. Alright, let's go ahead and see what Dr. Song is willing to give us. Ooh, we definitely want that. Which means we don't want that. Alright, now we're looking better. I accidentally nudged my computer desk. Guys, I am sorry about that. Also, I just realized I forgot to roll for the soundtrack choice, so hopefully you guys aren't having too many problems dealing with the jazz soundtrack a second time. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, so... Oh, hey, that could be a problem. Whoops, I forgot to switch that back. Alright, well, oops. And actually, this one's okay to take because you don't mind enemies being far, far away from you. Matter of fact, you kind of prefer it. So, citrus candies, not a bad find. Help. In case you're wondering what happened there, I got way full of myself and just decided to charge in without thinking. Best advice I can give you for that, don't be like me. Be patient. Don't just run in when your summons are on cooldown, because in this scenario, your summons are your best friends. There's nothing here I really want. Now, admittedly, the electric ward, because of how it works when it's upgraded, would be boosting my Earth Stomp agents, but... but it would be a little unreliable, since that would be on the whim of the game to have them fighting within that area. Give me that. Alright, so now Yuna's storybook actually makes it so that your summons will stay out longer. And I think it's funny that it's called Yuna's storybook, considering well, Final Fantasy X. If you know, you know. If you don't know, one of the main characters in the game is a summoner by the name of Yuna. So I guess really it's not that big a deal. Alright, see how quickly the damage piles up? Like, there's very much a reason why I would say Pop-Up Primer is your best choice for a starting relic with a build like this. And now, because we have better cooldowns, in combination with Yuna's storybook, we actually can re-summon my friends before they would leave on their own. So in reality, it's kinda up to you whether or not you prefer Yuna's storybook or Pop-Up Primer, but I really think Pop-Up Primer is the better choice, especially since it interacts with Seekers and Wards. So it's come to this, has it? Mano a mano. Man to man. Just you and me and my guards! Alright. Don't you just love a good one-on-one fight? Dark Sage, I was more like 1-on-12. Whatever, it's close enough. So, now I hope you understand why I said you should use the Venture Robe. In this case, it's the best of all worlds. You get cooldown reduction, you get damage, you get faster running speed, and your buddies will just take all the heat for you. Don't worry, they don't mind. They know what they're getting themselves into. And if you're thinking, wow, that seems like a really passive way to beat the game, it is. But I think it's fun that that's even a thing. And those of you who understand my adoration of the character of Rydia from Final Fantasy IV will understand why I have such a soft spot for summoners. But anyway, that is the run. Thank you guys very much for watching. I think I have one more personal favorite run I want to show you guys. That's assuming I can remember it before I start recording tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure which one. Normally I take Saturday off, but I might not have a reason to, but we will see. And then after that, I want to do just a viewer appreciation week where I try out your builds. I want to thank you very much for responding in kind the way you did yesterday. I have a decent number of runs I can do now. I think I have 4 or 5, and I will continue taking recommendations because I of course do enjoy trying out other people's ideas and seeing what I think of them. It's part of the fun of having the community here. And I look forward to what you guys come up with. There's so much to try, so much to just really dig into. And there's a lot that works in this game, a little that doesn't, but you can't have everything, I guess. So I want to thank you guys for being so supportive and continuing to spend your free time here with me. I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and take care, everyone.